Officers arrested a man Sunday following an incident in the 500 block of Rio Hondo Way in Manhattan. The incident reportedly occurred just before 4 a.m. when a 23-year-old man was allegedly threatened at gunpoint by a 33-year-old suspect, Michael Calvert. According to the report, Calvert forced the victim to change locations and then took his belongings. Following the incident, Calvert was arrested on charges of aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary, and kidnapping. He is currently held in the Riley County Jail at the time of this report on a bond set at $200,000. Manhattan's new city manager says she's excited to get started and getting to work with community leaders to make the city even better. At Monday's intergovernmental luncheon meeting at K-State, new Manhattan City Manager Danielle Doolin introduced herself to government officials and leaders across Riley County.
The vibrancy of this community immediately draws you in, and the energy that is here. So that's why I'm drawn to Manhattan.
Doolin attended K-State after living in western Kansas all her life. She worked for a few years at the Federal Reserve Bank before working as an intern for Douglas County. She then moved into the position as city manager in Warrensburg, Missouri, before coming to Manhattan after 5 years.
When I say local government, city, county, school district, really all the work that you guys do, touching the lives of our folks that live here. And so I'm very happy to be in Manhattan. I'm very happy to work with all of you and get to know you all.
Doolin is married and has 2 dogs. Her husband works with the Army Corps of Engineers. Officers filed a report for arson and interference over the weekend with law enforcement on Brooklyn Circle here in Manhattan. The incident occurred around 12:25 p.m. Saturday when 50-year-old Joanne Burnett allegedly started a fire, damaging a dumpster belonging to Howie's Recycling Center. A 23-year-old man was also listed as a victim in the report. Burnett was arrested on charges of arson and interference with law enforcement. She was issued a $6,000 bond and has since been released from police custody. Pawnee Mental Health Services CEO Michael Reskala told Riley County Commissioners Monday that the month of November has several mental health awareness themes, including Stress Awareness Day on November 1st and Survivors of Suicide Day on November 23rd. He further elaborated on the November 23rd event.
This day offers those impacted by suicide the opportunity to come together and find connection and hope through their shared experiences. Attendees will also take part in multiple activities.
The agency is also preparing for its biggest fundraising event of the year later in November. Inspiring Hope and Help, formerly known as Driving the Dream, is set for November 7th at the K-State Alumni Center. The event features a dinner and a live auction. It begins at 5:30 that evening with tickets at $75 per person or $600 per table. The event's silent auction began last Sunday and lasts through November 8th. Those interested in participating in the silent auction can find more on the Pawnee website. Law enforcement in Dickinson County are investigating a suspect on multiple allegations after a weekend arrest. Just before 5 p.m. Sunday, the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office received a call for service regarding an unknown woman attempting to break into a residence in the 700 block of K-18's highway, according to Undersheriff Jeff Vaughn. A deputy responded and made contact with the suspect, later identified as 54-year-old Denise Sheffield of Junction City, outside the residence. Sheffield was reportedly uncooperative and raised a fist to hit a deputy. She was quickly handcuffed at the time, but continued flailing around and kicked a deputy and also refused to identify herself. During the investigation, it was learned that Sheffield yelled profanities and threats at the resident, who remained inside the home. It was also learned that Sheffield pulled up her dress and exposed herself to the resident, who was watching her through the window. Deputies booked Sheffield into the Dickinson County Detention Facility on requested charges of attempted aggravated burglary, criminal trespassing, disorderly conduct, criminal threat, battery on a law enforcement officer, and interference with a law enforcement officer. More on the day's headlines can be found at our website, newsradiokman.com.
Fever, cough, congestion. When the symptoms keep coming, but you've got to keep going, you can rely on Mucinex Fast Max All-in-One. Just one dose of Mucinex Fast Max All-in-One relieves up to 9 cold and flu symptoms, helping you get on with your day. Need cold and flu relief? Get Mucinex Fast Max All-in-One and Done Relief. It's comeback season. Use as directed.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. Following his game-winning 51-yard field goal that helped K-State secure a 29-27 win over in-state rival Kansas, Kicker Chris Tennant was named the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week yesterday. It marks the first weekly honor in Tennant's career, and he's the second K-State kicker to earn Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week accolades since 2019. The Cats visit Houston this Saturday at 2:30 with Power Cat Game Day opening coverage on News Radio KMAN and 101.5 K-Rock that morning at 10:30. The K-State men's basketball team plays its only exhibition of the preseason tonight, welcoming Fort Hays State to Bramlage. Jerome Tang's team won a close scrimmage with Oklahoma earlier this month as the overhauled roster tunes up for a new year that starts officially a week from tonight.
I do like the pieces that if a team plays big, we can go big. If a team plays small, we can go small. You know, I like the fact that we have big wings who can both dribble, pass, and shoot as well as post up. And I believe the size that we have this year is going to help us defensive rebounding because we haven't been as good of a defensive rebounding team as we need to be.
Tip-off at 7 with coverage at 6 on News Radio KMAN and 101.5 K-Rock this evening. K-State soccer head coach Mike Dabini electing to step down from the program to focus on his health. The only coach K-State has known in soccer since its program was developed in 2014, made the announcement on Monday, referring to health matters that he has dealt with for the past 18 to 24 months. Freddie Freeman homered for a third straight game. Walker Buehler pitched another World Series gem. L.A. beat the Yankees 4-2 Monday night to go up 3-0 in the Fall Classic. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.